figure, Mr. Mishra brought in the concept of first ever standalone fashion brand boutique at an Indian airport. Later, he moved to United Colors of Benton as the commercial director, where he led the project to convert all their retail stores into franchise model in span of just 1 year. He is a part of the founding team of Zovi.com, India's first online apparel and lifestyle portal. Presently at Pepe Jeans India, Mr. Mishra has been instrumental in designing effective strategies and embedding them tactfully in the broad spectrum of global strategy. I now request Mr. Kavindra Mishra to share his valuable insights with us on retail sector.
Thank you. So basically she has referred to retailanguage.com and she has referred to my LinkedIn profile for all the information, which is good, but it is not complete. So just let me give you a full, a brief download on myself, and then what I would request is you guys can actually ask whatever you feel. So basically, as she said, yes, I did my MBA from IIM Bangalore. Started my career with Madura Coats. So Madura Coats at the time used, they had both coats threads, which is the threads part of the business, and they also had Madura garments. So I spent my initial training in threads and did my stint with Madura. I was running Alan Solly as an operations manager. Then I did marketing, the campaign she's talking about. I also was handling the Middle East business for Madura, so quite a good exposure. Then suddenly I thought, let me do something worthwhile, and I tried to move to Nokia. And then I figured out, no, apparel is something which I really enjoy. Retail is what my passion is. And that's the time when I came back and launched, was a part of the team which launched Tommy Hilfiger in India. We did a fantastic job. But then, you know, my boss always used to tell me that I'm a bhadarki atma, that my soul, I need to change, I need challenges very fast, otherwise I tend to leave. And that's the time when I got an offer to head the Neton as a commercial director. No need to call me Mr. Kavindra Mishra, you guys can call me Kavi, because everybody in the industry knows me in the name of Kavi, right? Fine Kavi. So it's an open Q&A, guys. Whatever you want to know about retail, anything, entrepreneurship, anything you want to know, please ask. I will be more than happy to answer those.
So you just name yourself.
Hi, I'm Kanish. You just said that 2 years of entrepreneurship experience actually gave you a good insight into how to exactly handle a business. Having this 2 years small stint in entrepreneurship, then why did you switch back to a company as a normal company? Why didn't you continue with Zovi.com?
No, so in certain ways, my relationship with Zovi continues because I continue to be a stakeholder. Having said that, there were some different opinions in the way we would like to run the business, right? So it's, as an entrepreneur, if you are not able to do what you want to do, better to withdraw for a certain period, let the things happen. If you want anything else to be known, then you meet me outside, I will tell you. Because all those would, I cannot share that exactly, right?
Maybe on the line we can see a Kavi.com kind of a new entrepreneurship.
Kavi.com nobody will buy, right? Name has to be really, so to be honest, Zovi had no meaning. We just thought, just put it in name, so we named it Zovi. Pepe, no reason. Pepe was opened by 3 Indians, and the shop which they had opened had a 12 feet frontage. The signage could have been only for 6 feet, like this. So they named it like Pepe. So I hope it will not be Kavi.com, but yes, the entrepreneur in me is always there, and it's like an addiction. Once you do it, you have to do it again, right? Pepe needs some more time from energy from my side. Once that happens, yes, I will go back to entrepreneurship. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So, I would like to ask you, do you see e-retailing as a threat to traditional retailing?
E-retailing is not a threat. E-retailing is not a threat, you know. Unfortunately, what is happening right now is that it is seen as a threat because in e-retailing, people are only using or selling their goods through discounting, right? But that's not the core proposition of e-retailing. The core proposition of e-retailing is that it helps you to distribute, right? In 6 months of Zovi, we were selling in close to 800 towns. That is the real merit of e-retailing, right? So I see that as markets evolve and as more sensible people start shopping more sensibly online, and as the free capital which is available right now, which is being used to burn a lot of cash and get a certain transaction size. Once those things start going down, you will feel. And I'm actually waiting for that time when I would start my second journey all over again. I think another 3 to 4 years you will see a lot of differences in the way it is being sold. This is happening now. In typical developed markets, for example, even US, you will find that fashion, especially fashion, e-retail has got a share of around 15 to 20%, right? And even guys like Macy's, they sell around 10% through e-retail, e-commerce. And these are developed market economies, right? My sense is that China is around 20%. So I think we will settle down between 15 to 20% over a period of time. I don't see it as a threat. It is a fantastic channel for testing, and also it's also a function of how the brands see them, right? For example, in case of Pepe, we try to test out new ideas, right? New product categories first online, get a very quick response, and then make it mass. So it's a function of how the brands would like to treat e-commerce as. But 15 to 20%, it's not a threat. It's a very added. It's a huge advantage. So we tested out, yes. We tested out because online it's very easy to direct traffic, right? If you launch anything offline, you will put in 5 stores, then you will wait for the customer to come. Online you make only 50 pieces of that particular style, put it on your website, and just get all the traffic diverted to that in 2 hours. In 2 hours you will come to know whether that idea is a hit or a failure. Right? In Zobi, what we used to do, where I used to work in Delhi, in Gurgaon, I had a very small, some 10 tailors used to sit next to me. I'm telling you about what we used to do. 10 tailors used to sit, we used to go to, there's somebody from Delhi. Okay, so Delhi there is a, Nehru Place? Yes, sir. Nehru Place is also a very good big fabric market. So we used to go and buy fabric from there, go on the net, asos.com. It's a site which is like Myntra of India, has all the brands. See the design which you used to like. Master used to make it, little version of it, right? Show it to me in 10 days. We used to, a normal manufacturing process in India is 90 days, from the fabric to the product. We used to do in 10 days. 10 days from design to cart is what we used to do. Test out with 20-25 pieces only. See which design sells well, and then the next order, the big order, is to be for 500 pieces, 1000 pieces, right? So there is a very, this channel has got very strong analytical properties. It has got fantastic value. Unfortunately, right now, the way it is being managed, it is more increase the transactions, give higher discounts. But that will change, that will evolve, right? And I think that is where the real growth, the real power of e-commerce will.
Pepe started off selling through multi-brand, exclusive brand outlets. But recently, more is getting through multi-brand outlets. What is the reason for this?
Actually, so what's your name?
Madan.
Actually, it's not. That's not the case. Pepe was very strong in distribution. Okay, so we have, in fact, we have close to 700 MBOs. We sell to 700 MBOs. Spread across 330 cities. In fact, since I have joined, we have opened around 40 EBOs. So I think it's the other way around. We are becoming much stronger in, very, very strong in EBOs now. Pepe has always been a distribution brand.
Sir, you are known for popular campaigns like Solely at Work. Is there your opinion that made for mischief, or why that after that there is no much campaigns in India regarding?
Yeah, which one?
Made for mischief. Is there your opinion that campaign?
No, made for mischief. See, Solely at Work I could have done because it's an Indian company. I can do whatever I want and make my boss understand. Pepe is an international brand, so I cannot do an Indian campaign, right? They will chop my neck. So mischief at work, or it's not mischief, right? So that's a campaign, which is a global campaign, right? So unfortunately for international brands, while you can tweak a lot of things, what you cannot tweak is the marketing campaign. Marketing campaign is something which is sacrosanct. You need to do it as it is.
So Akshay here. Sir, as you mentioned, e-commerce was an excellent platform for launching new brands or private labels. Can this be a threat to established brands like Pepe Jeans and Spiker and all?
No, why? See, for example, in our case, we are going to launch our own website in a year's time, right? Once we launch that website, I will be trying that. Right? So please, guys, you keep on reading this crap in Economic Times. Please get it removed from your mind. Today's consumer is. See, have you heard about omni-channel strategy? Has somebody heard about it? What is omni-channel strategy?
Omnichannel is basically the only company I know that's implemented omnichannel is Apple. That means
What is the strategy?
whatever platform you sell your product on is priced through consistently through.
No. What is omni-channel? What does omni-channel mean? Sorry, can I make it like this so that?
Sure.
What does omni-channel mean?
You distribute your product through all the channels.
Okay. Why? Why do you distribute it?
To have maximum.
No.
High reach.
Huh?
High reach.
No, it is because the consumer is not shopping 365 days a year through whatever means he can shop, right? Because he is doing a omni-channel strategy as a consumer. So, for example, as a consumer, I buy something online, I will buy something from offline, something from the store, something from departmental stores. So each brand, Akshay, look at me. So each brand has to have a strategy which is consistent across, right? So just understand, for all of you, because whoever is passing out or who will be passing out next year, guys, e-commerce is not a threat to offline. E-commerce is one more channel by which distribution will happen, right? Brands to which you are not going to manage their strategies well will have this issue whether their e-commerce is an online is threat to offline and vice versa. Brands which are wise, which are able to have a sense of their own, if there is a strategic thought process they have, if they have got an omni-channel strategy, they will do really well. So e-commerce is not a threat to any other channel or to the brand per se. Please understand this, right? If you read Economic Times, you will only feel that all the money is going into e-commerce or e-commerce is that. No, please, life is very different from Economic Times, right?
No, sir. I mean to say that there will be a lot of competition because of it.
Which is good. If there is no competition, there is a problem. You need to have a lot of competition. When there is a competition, then the brands, the brand owners, people like me, right? People who run retail chains, everybody will be more active, right? More alert on what the consumer is doing. So I see that it's your mindset, whether you see that as an advantage or a threat, right? In business, especially in a country like India where fashion is so less penetrated, where forget about e-commerce, where the organized retail is only 10% of the overall retail business, right? Everything is an opportunity. Everything is an opportunity. We in Pepe are growing by 40% this year. और अच्छे दिन आएंगे वाला concept नहीं है. जब आएंगे तो आएंगे. We create our own good days, right? So there is a market, there is an opportunity for every single strategy. Every single business got a strategy. If somebody says that tomorrow so there is no value for being only the first. The way you execute it, the way you plan your strategies, right? They are very, very important.
And sir, one more question. How does consumer from different demographics in India make their buying decisions? For example, from rural areas.
Yeah, I have to take some 5. One course with 3 credits, 5 credits. 4 credits. So I have to take a 4 credit thing.
But can you
briefly explain? Please be more specific. Ask me something which is more specific.
If we divide it according to metropolitan or cities or rural areas.
Okay, so and the question is only on fashion, right? It's not on anything else.
Yeah.
It's only on fashion. Limited to the fashion category, not to.
Yeah, I am asking the
only
question.
with fashion. So you would be surprised that fashion. Okay, so instead of giving general gyan, I will give you exact examples, right? So when we launched women's wear in Zovi, we launched Zovi in women's wear. We launched around 14 February 2012. That was a Valentine period, right? So we launched with nice dresses, beautiful dresses, right? And ekdam revealing dresses. So we were thinking that this will sell mostly in Delhi, Gurgaon, because Gurgaon, we are based out of Gurgaon, so we thought Gurgaon will sell out. So the beauty of e-commerce is unlike an offline where you can't figure out who is buying, what is the location. After everything is there, right? The guy will key in. 70% of my orders on the first day came from Ranchi, Palamu. You know, anybody knows where Palamu is? Where is it? Palamu, Hazaribagh. So what I'm trying to say is that fashion permeates across. Okay? Consumer is buying on the basis of fashion. That's the reason why e-commerce will do very well, is because most of the brands don't go beyond tier 2, tier 3. Right? Most of the brands will have 150, 200 town strategy. We as Pepe, we have decided right now we are in 92 cities as EBO. The plan is that we will go to as down as 150 cities. Beyond that, it doesn't make any economic sense for me to open a store, for asking a partner to open a store. Right? E-commerce allows you to go to all those markets, and you will find that there is a tremendous urge from all these places to buy and wear fashion because they have got the money. Fortunately, unfortunately, I am sure most of you are aware that there is no income tax in agriculture, right? On agriculture income, there is no tax. So there is a lot of money which is there lying with those guys, and they are buying fashion. So what I personally feel is that whether it's tier 2, tier 3, tier 1, there is a very good consumer who buys the product on the basis of fashion. So don't distribute the customer buying behavior on the basis of the demographics, as in the cities. It is, I think if you look at the psychographics, that's a better way. There is a discount seeking customer who is buying everywhere. So Delhi maybe that guy is sitting everywhere, right? So try and divide. There is a discount seeker, there is a fashion forward guy, right? So you have to do the layering in that way. So I don't think it will be based on the tiers. It will be more in terms of the psychographics.
Thank you, sir.
Consumer promotion plans like discounts have become like a predictable outcome in Indian society. So do you really think this
Not
is
society, Indian market.
Indian market? If everybody is well prepared, the consumers are well prepared that there's going to be a discount. So is this strategy really beneficial?
No,
Or
it is
how
not.
do we...
No, it's not beneficial at all. In fact, I'm sure you would be reading a lot of newspapers and articles that the general discounting period has gone up, right? So it's a bad strategy. It's a strategy which is going to kill the trade, right? I hope we don't become like in America where most of the stuff is only sold on discount. So I think a lot of brands are working together. In fact, we are working with shoppers and a couple of brands to ensure that we don't, the brands don't lower the discounting period, right? So I think that's a bad strategy, and everybody is aware of it, and people are trying to reduce it. Also understand, inherently fashion, unlike any other product category. So if somebody has cracked Cadbury's Dairy Milk, they will always keep on making the same stuff. It doesn't change. But in apparel, we launch a new brand, 1,000 brands every season, right? And there is no rocket science behind it that if this has sold this time, whether it will sell next time or not, right? So what do brands do? For example, brands like us, we have a line of code, which is something which we know are staples, which will always keep on moving. Then there is a strategy which brands like Zara do. They do something like a fast fashion. What they do is they launch, they keep, so he's wearing a white shirt, right? Now, whether this shirt, white, with this collar will sell or one with a Chinese collar will sell, nobody knows. So what Zara does is it makes 50-50 pieces of each, right? It will keep the white fabric ready with it. Once they figure out that whichever is the line, whichever is the styling which is doing well, they will quickly bring greater depth of that, right? So there's a strategy. Do you guys have read? Do you guys are aware of the Zara case?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
Is there a Zara case study in their
The
marketing tool? Yeah. So read that. I think that's a very good case study of how you should manage your fashion and how do you reduce the risk response.
Can I ask you a question? See, when you are looking at the fashion industry, other supporting industries in India, say science schools, right? Those who have been taught fashion professionally. We have NIFT here and maybe some other schools on it. I think our country has a fabric which supports fashion like the way it may be supporting some other countries. So where do you find, say for example, this is not in the context of Pepe, it's in the context of, so if I want to be the next, the future brand, where do you get people who will do this for you? In your case, you had to go to say a place, you yourself went hunting the designs, then you gave it to the tailor, and that you can do only to some extent, right? That cannot happen in large scale. So don't you think in order to reap this opportunity, there should be other industry, say education and fashion?
Obviously the support industries have to be there, and you are right in that sense that we don't have enough of that, right? So obviously that's a challenge. But the beauty of e-commerce is that nobody knows what is going to sell, because you are not selling it to that store in South End. You are selling, anybody can just say it, right? So the beauty in the beauty in e-commerce is just put whatever is there, just put 50-50 of each. See what your best sellers are. So the biggest learning for me, and somebody was asking me that 2 years of this thing, right? The biggest learning for me is unlearn whatever you learned before. Start afresh. So like my first day in the fashion industry, I was going to the thing and I was saying sab de do, and choose everything. I chose everything. I said no, not because of my past understanding of Benetton. So that sells well in Benetton. There is no guarantee that the customer who is buying it from Jharkhand is going to buy that or not at that price point, right? So we need to be very, very flexible in that sense. But yes, coming back to the original question, there is a problem. And
see, if you look at IT and if you are known for IT in this, in the world, I think there are so many engineering colleges which teach them this, computer, and we could create that much talent here, so we could really bring some kind of a strength.
So there's a
real mismatch.
There is a real lack of a talent pool in this industry, both at the side of design and at the side of management. So both in terms of management and design, there is an issue, right? So guys who have that will grow very well. Who can understand design and management, they will grow very well.
Do you prefer a retail school, a grad versus a generic MBA?
I need a smart guy. I'll leave that person with me for 15 minutes. I will know. I never did any retail school. Anyway, there was no retail classes there. A person who will be good in retail would be a good businessman. So, unlike any,
it's a good trader.
So you have to have the good trading skills, right? And you can find that out. And you need to have a passion. You need to have a passion because retail is a thankless exercise. On Sundays, when I'm sure all the other CEOs would be doing the golf, I am calling my team and figuring out, I'm in the store selling. I actually sell in the stores even now, right? I was selling in the stores when I joined. So there has to be that passion. In fact, Zoe was even worse because there was no, there's a team in Zoe, but I made a mistake and I called one guy, and first, right? So as a process, what we used to do in Zoe was that we used to call our customers and what is the satisfaction, because just to understand what is the satisfaction, because drop-offs happened very fast. We used to call. After that, and that guy was based in AIMS. He had a medical shop there. Then he would call me. Oh, मैंने अभी place किया order. वो शाम तक आ जाएगा. I was actually, I have become like a courier boy. And my wife was saying that as people grow up in their careers, they move into some luxury. You are regressing. But the point is this: you need to have that passion. What I'm trying to say is retail is like 24/7. You need to have that passion. Saturdays, Sundays, when everybody is watching a movie or doing something. I am in the store, my wife and kids are in the movie hall. So there has to be that amount of passion which is going to be there, which used to be there.
I think what Akash had a question on e-commerce and all these things. I think that in terms of Amazon controlling all of the supplier side. So you become too much concentrated, you become very large, therefore your bargaining power shifts in your favor. So So should there be a big e-commerce organization which essentially becomes too large, and therefore it essentially takes away all the bargaining power in its favor, and therefore putting the
No, but I think that's why it's important that that's why I said that e-commerce is a channel, right? Now, and e-commerce is also very lazy sale. Unlike a shirt, like what he's wearing, Pepe shirt. 40 brands will do the same shirt, or what our friend is wearing, right? The white shirt. Denim, no, because denim each piece has to be washed. There has to be a recipe. So actually it's very easy. It's very easy.
From marketing point of view, how do you market it?
You don't market the product. You market the lifestyle. You never market the product. So okay, no, you market the product also if it's based on certain differentiation, right? For example, somebody might say that it's a zero wash denim, but then Levi's will also do it, and Wrangler will also do it, and Lee will also do it. Pepe will never do it because Pepe doesn't work on the product differentiators. It always works on psychographic differentiators. So that's a different thing. So we'll have a product story because we believe that it is all about chic and all that. There on our website. The point is this: there are different brands with different strategies. Also understand, as I said before, that unlike an FMCG where there is one product launch and then people work on it, in case of apparel, you do a product launch, 500 product launches every season, right? So in case of a apparel brand, it is building up of the imagery over a period of time across various launches instead of one big story. So Cadbury's will have, Dairy Milk will have one story which is consistent, right? In case of apparel, it will never be the same.
What do we communicate to the consumers about the brand? How do we, because all the marketers, do they have different communication strategies by consumers?
So, for example, if you look at autumn winter 14, there are two seasons: spring, summer, autumn winter. Autumn winter starts in August. I don't know why it is called autumn winter because in India there is no autumn winter, but globally we just follow. So we are doing an autumn winter here also. So if you look at this Diwali campaign, you will have Levi's who is talking about a new kind of poster, a new jacket which they have launched, which is the product-based differentiation. We at Wrangler have not come out with a campaign. We are doing a global campaign which is on, what was the campaign on? Made for Mischief. So it is about the mindset, but next time it will be a similar thing. So in apparel, the marketing bit is little the product and the location. They take interestingly, the biggest retail brand in the world, which is Zara, apparel retail, most profitable. Their marketing budget is 0.03% because they believe that they don't need marketing. They need to have stores which define their Zara philosophy. So in apparel companies, a lot of companies have this philosophy that the stores are the real marketing tools because you do windows, you keep on changing windows, you communicate it through the product rather than through a communication.
Channels in any way dilute the brand? If not, we've studied about this exclusive distribution, selective distribution. So brands which follow these.
I don't. So the last time when I followed those terms, exclusive distribution and all that, was when I was in campus. So you have to define what is exclusive distribution. Incidentally, in my so I applied for BCL. I was from Lucknow, so Lucknow obviously I applied. So BCL I got through. A, which is your campus. They asked me that, and I was a poor, but I did some graduation, right? So BBA, and they asked me the prof. He asked me what is the pulsating brand in my interview, and I was second. I came second in IIM in marketing, and after passing on also I didn't know what is the pulsating brand. So I don't understand this concept. Tell me what is so define what is, because at times I feel that people only know you only remember the
yes.
So you tell me that.
So if a brand is available all throughout, is that good, or brand should be available only through certain showrooms or certain places? So are the people...
It depends upon the strategy of the brand. See, it's purely a function of which segment is the brand operating in. For example, if Tommy Hilfiger starts getting, their stores start getting open everywhere across the country, the brand will shut down. Because you cannot, the customers at that price point could not, there are very few customers, right? So every brand should know at what price they will have a certain size. They need to be aware that where they can do a business profitably, in a profitable way. And that is how, so it depends upon brand to brand. So there is no silver bullet that every brand should be present everywhere. It depends upon the strategy of the brand. As simple as that. Not at all. Luxury brands operate in the price points which are. So just to give you, somebody was in this thing we're talking about diesel, right? And diesel actually is not a luxury brand by the way, right? In Europe, Pepe and diesel have a similar price point. So it's super premium. India we are not, and I don't want to be because I enjoy running a big business, right? Luxury is a very small, it's a very different business. So. I don't see, because our average price, our denim price points are 3599, 3999. No way, we are not. Having said that, if the question is how will the luxury brands do, yes, there is a market for that, but there is a limited market. There's another challenge that a lot of people whom they feel that should be buying luxury, actually they prefer to buy luxury from abroad when they go for their summer trip. Right? Hopefully all of you will be going for those trips. None of you will be working in retail, so you get time off. with those trips, right? So I don't think Pepe has got anything to do with luxury.
You said that the retail industry is a challenge for you and for people who are working in the retail industry, because you have to keep on running around because you have a very limited time. I'm talking specifically about the holiday seasons. Suppose we have Diwali coming up in the month of November or the late October. At this particular point of time, when you start selling out options for clothing, so you have only 15 days window, and in this particular 15 days window, you guys are also preoccupied, highly occupied, and the consumer.
You're saying what happens to my family, right?
Yeah, it's all about the whole retail industry. So why can't we increase that particular span? This is what my question is.
Okay. So I think what we should ask the question is, can we have more usage occasions or buy occasions so that we are able to elongate the time? Good question. You need to frame it rightly. So yes, I think it's a very, very good point. And that's what all of us have been trying to do by doing some stupid things like Valentine's Day or whatever you see, right? So there's an effort towards this launch of a season, new hit. There are a lot of things. Once you become as a part of any of those consumer databases, you will figure out that a lot of those activities happen, right? But the challenge, as somebody said, that a lot of discounting is happening in our industry right now. A lot of discounting is happening, right? So what we try to do is create more usage occasions where people buy full price, and that can happen. One way of that happening is through launching new merchandise more frequently, because there is still a set of consumers who will still come and buy full price. If you give them the message that new stuff is coming, right? There is a loyal customer which continues for 20-25% business even now without any discount. They don't want to buy a discount. One of the biggest learnings for us is that even during the end of season sale, and that's how we reduce our discounting is. If you go to a Pepe store, and we did it this time, there is a code and there is a so we launched a season during the sale. The next season is launched during the sale, right? So we sell around 30% of our sales during a discount period is through full price. So you do a lot of these activities. Incidentally, how many of you wear Pepe? Has anyone worn Pepe, or I have just given in general? Sir, I know you are usually.
In a retail brand, how do you build a brand loyalty over here? Like, if I am purchasing Pepe, what is psychology will help me to purchase Pepe next time? I mean, for an apparel brand.
Yeah, understood. No, so I think it's the product usage which is the most important, especially in a denim category. As I was saying, denims are far easier than anything else because denim, the fit and all becomes very, very key. Now there are people. So Nagarjuna, right? Nagarjuna, the famous CP, the Andhra, right? So so he can afford enough and more diesels. But the fit which works well for him is Pepe. So he still comes to our stores and he buys Pepe. So it is the product experience, right? The usage occasion experience, which is the single most important thing, especially for a demo brand. Okay? Then there are brands like Diesel, right? Which completely are backy, right? Complete backy thought process. Right? If you will, has anybody followed Diesel campaign? Because they will talk about all stupid, be stupid. That is their campaign. Be stupid, right? Because all, and then it will say it makes fun that if you are smart, you are like this. The smart means stupid means you can do crazy things, right? So there are brands with different strategies. You will have a Zara which only talks about product and value. That you will have the fastest rollout of fashion. Instantly, if somebody follows Zara, you will figure out that not in India but in Europe, every Wednesday a truck will come with new styles, and there would be a set of loyal customers who would be standing outside for what is going to be new in Zara on the Wednesday. So each brand will have its own strategy. In our case, it's more about product usage occasions. A brand like Diesel does it on complete badness and backiness of ideas. I'm sure you guys have heard about Benetton. So and Benetton, it's a very nice place. Benetton had all those very, very crazy campaigns. Benetton, like make love, not war, and they had one where which when we saw, we got a heart attack. We said, please don't launch in India. Otherwise, I don't know about you guys sitting in Italy. We will all go to jail. Because I think Musharraf and somebody, Manmohan Singh kissing or something like that was like. Right? So we requested, please don't do it. But they have the Pope and the Islamic priest kissing each other, right? So there are brands which will have all kinds of strategies. But in my personal experience, besides all the fact, it's a good product experience and a good service experience. If you give to your consumer, he will keep on coming back again and again.
So ultimately, all brands are purchasing from the same backend.
No,
right?
from the frame.
I mean, purchasing from the same supplier.
Yeah, no, Baba. Okay. Who gave you that information? Who? From what is the source of the information? Huh?
Not a very
No source can give you that information because that means that guy will be the biggest. He will be bigger than Amazon. Each brand ऐसा इतना भी नहीं है, इतना मुश्किल नहीं है. A lot of work goes in these things. No, I don't think that's the case.
Hi, Kavi. Hi. Hi, good evening. I'm Sanchit. I just want to ask your views about FDI retail in India. How is it FDI retail in India, and how is it affecting current retail sector?
Sorry?
How FDI is affecting current retail sector in India and future of retail sector in India?
See, right now, if you ask me, on the face of it, FDI in single brand retail is allowed. Okay, FDI is a single brand retail. We should be very happy in doing it. But the terms and conditions which are there right now are so difficult. For example, you need to source 30% from local small, medium enterprises, SMEs. That might not be the best because they might not be following all the norms of a global brand. So that's the reason why we are not able to. FDI retail is very welcome because this is an area where there is complete lack of know-how and technical this thing in India, right? So there are a lot of gaps, especially in multi-brand retail. Single brand retail we are still fairly good, but I think the real money will come in when the multi-brand retail gets it.
Hello, my name is Aniruddha. Fashion changes a lot of times. Within a year, fashion changes. Within a month also it's been. So how do you do the demand forecast and inventory management?
Very tough to answer. So what happens is we have got so we have a department called a buying department. people who have worked in retail to understand what the trends are, how the trends move, right? It's a buying department which controls, they have the ability to predict. Now, who are these guys? They are not superhumans. They have also, through experience working in the market, they have got a sense of how things move. So if you look at a line planning, I think what the question is, how is the merchandise construction happening, right? Because that's the heart of it. So for example, in case of Pepe, what we do is, in our case, we choose this to be a number which is our core line, which will never change, right? And this can actually happen only in denim brands. It doesn't happen in sportswear brands. Sportswear brands, as in brands influence more from active sports. Brands like Tommy or a Pepe. That's where the discounting is also higher. In our case, 35% is core. Core based on our listing, we fix up washes for 2 to 3 years, for 2 years at least, common, right? So there's a consistency in the line. Approximately 25% is pure fashion, where we give the freedom to the designer to try out different trends, what they can do, how they can plan. So this is core. This is high fashion. 40% is what? The trends of last season or last year, where you would have seen a certain potential, right? Now, I was giving you the example of trying out with the tailor and then, right? So that was a really good example because that's how you do it in a startup. But these are trends which we have seen have worked well. And then you make it mass. For example, if you figure out this particular shirt, so right now the Chinese collar, the Mandarin collar shirt does very well. So you start doing different silhouettes of that, right? Something with a different kind of a button or something like that. So you try to break your line into, and this is for Pepe. Now, if you ask me about Benetton, this is far lower. This is 10%. Majority would be here. So each brand bases their own product category and the way the consumers are. They do that. The key in this is actually the sales team, the commercial team and the buying team. They give a brief to the designers that this is what they expect, this is the trends which are happening in the market. This is where they would like the line to move. This is that feedback. The designers come up with a line. The line is then shown to the market. Orders are booked and then only production happens. In apparel, you sell and then manufacture. When you sell and manufacture, even if case you figure out that certain trends have been missed by the designers or the buying team, the market will give you that device is doing this, or Tommy is doing this, or Benetton is doing this. Why don't you add that stuff? So I think it's a very interactive process. Since the time is running out, we'll have final 3 questions.
So I just wanted to, my name is Samyak, and I just wanted to ask, how has your IIM learning been helpful in your job as well as in setting up Zoe?
There is no, so I cannot undermine it like that. Okay. So how it has helped? I will tell you how it has helped. It has helped in a very simple way that it helped me to take unbelievable amount of stress without losing it, right? It also, the IIM thing also gave me a lot of structure. And the difference is that 2 people can be equally good, but one can be totally unstructured, the other guy can be structured. The possibility of the success of a structured guy in a regular job, is my regular job here, right? So the regular job is far higher than that of an unstructured guy. I think that is where the IIM thing really helps you. Otherwise, you have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it with your own hands. First day after when I joined my first job, my boss, under whom my training started, he said, "Acha." So he was an old hand, right? So I went to Mathura and I was sent dispatch to this place, Ahmedabad. So the guy told me, and he was the sales manager for Gujarat. So he said, "Okay, so I was also actually I wore this suits and all only for 2-3 days. One of the I think that was the last time when I entered his cabin, and he said, "कि अच्छा तुम आ गए हो?" So I said, so I am from IIM, I'm a topper, ये वो सब क्या दिया मैंने उसको. So you know what told me, अच्छा ठीक है, just go to the warehouse and learn how to pack the carton and strap it. And 5 days I was cleaning the warehouse and strapping it, right? But how that is helped is even now I can strap it. So in Zovi I was strapping it. So the IIM is a good break. It gives you a confidence that in case, so I took the risk of Zovi when so I was heading Benetton. I had fantastic career. We were doing so fantastically well. You need real guts to leave a job and you're doing so well because you want to follow your passion. The way IIM helped me was I knew if something went wrong, my experience and my learning and the IIM thing, it is not going to, it is like a Suraksha Chakra. Otherwise you go and slog it out. Bahar nikal ke sirf forget it. Please understand that you have to go and slug it out. Forget about this IIM thing. Wahan jaake kaam karo. Just imagine that this is something at the back, it will always protect you. Right? Provided you do justice to it. To go around wild in the market, everybody will give you a kick. Because the expectations are also much higher. Please understand the expectations are much higher. So you need to deliver on that.
Good evening, sir. Like you mentioned last time, you have set a certain cap for e-commerce sites that you want to sell this much amount, this much numbers to easily. Is it only because of the brand dilution, or you are trying to avoid any possible channel conflict?
No. So why would a channel conflict happen if the channel is selling the product the same price?
Maybe because of the margin.
So I told you, I give the lowest margin to e-commerce. So it's about if the e-commerce sells it because not of the price, but because of the reach it offers, it's a fantastic channel. If it sells only because of price, that's not a channel I want to grow because it dilutes my brand.
Okay, one last question.
Hi, Kavi. Himanshu here. I wanted to ask, when you started up with Zovi, how did you gain your initial visibility into that?
Product experience, just the product experience. So we launched the site and we spent some money in Facebook, spent some money in here. So initially it was very tough, it was very tough. First month we sold 100 pieces. Second month we started doing 100 transactions a day. By 6th month we were doing 1000 transactions a day. So how do you gain visibility? You make people wear it because the brand is only built through their experience, right?
But that initial acceptance should come.
So that's why we created a fantastic product at a fantastic value. So we were selling shirts, Super Giza cotton, which is sold by Louis Philippe at $4,000. We were selling it at $800. Whoever buys, बहुत कम लोग आने वाले हैं. So my cost of my CPA was around $1,200. Cost per acquisition was $1,200, and that guy was buying 800 ka product. But the cost of the product was $700. Obviously, we had lots of private equity money, so it helped. But you create in apparel, or forget that matter. In any industry, you only create brand loyalty through word of mouth. It is the biggest. And I'm sure your ma'am in marketing, ma'am also has taught you that word of mouth is the single biggest thing. Incidentally, I'm sure about it, you must be aware of this research is also that a bad word of mouth is with at least 7 customers and a positive is with 5. So it pays to be having a very, very good word of mouth. Yes, please ask. So, we'll wrap it up.
Hi, my name is Natasha. So, you had said that international brands have to do global marketing campaigns throughout the world. So, but different countries have different markets, so you cannot expect the same marketing campaign to work in the same manner in every single country. So, how do you handle such a situation?
The only way to handle is to convince. I have not been able to successfully convince them that we need a separate. Yes, your point is right. We should have IT, something which is very unique to India. Everything to do is not successful. Like few things will fail.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing these insights with us. We had a very learning as well as a lively session with you today, sir.